we are going to look at the tiniest little drift car that I've ever seen. All right, so here is the C64 from Turbo Racing. It is a 1/76 scale drift car. It comes in a few different bodies, but I got the C64 because I wanted a Skyline and I thought this one just looked really cool. One of the things that I noticed about this is that the body is a lot more detailed in person than it looked on the product pictures on Amazon. I think it looks much, much better in person. So it's got these brass wheels on it. These are obviously to help it drift. It's rear-wheel drive, and it has a gyro equipped in it. So it actually slides and tries to correct itself a little bit. Now, there are a couple issues with the gyro that we'll talk about later, but they're kind of just gyro issues in general, especially on lower cost models. And for something this small, honestly, it gets a pass on a lot of stuff. So anyway, so here's the car itself. Now let me show you what else you get in the box. So in the box, you get a charging cord like this, just a little USB-C cord here that you can use to charge the car. You also get this body clip, and I'm not sure why. Just straight up, I'm not sure why this body clip is here. I'm not sure if it snuck in some kind of way or what, but that's like a Traxxas max-sized body clip there. You get 2 additional bodies, unpainted, just like this. I thought these were super cool. In case you're interested in painting, you know, some super miniature RC car body, you get 2 tries at that. So I thought these were really cool. And also what was really cool is that they come with little baggies, 2 extra little baggies with like headlights, taillights, the spoilers in there, unpainted black. It's got like the diffusers and everything in there. So like all the accessories that you need for each body are right here, and you get 1 for each body. You also get a tool like this, and I'm not exactly sure if this is the tool that it came with because I might have lost it. But it's something like this. I think it's to help remove the body, help take out this little screw here that you need to remove in order to take the body off. All right, so here is our transmitter. This is a Turbo Racing transmitter. It's shaped a lot like their other transmitters. It doesn't have any of the cool lights like their higher end stuff or a screen or anything like that. But it's a pretty cool little transmitter, and it does some pretty cool stuff. You have a throttle limiting switch here so that you can pick, you know, how much speed you actually want it to have. You get 20%, 60%, or 100%. You get your steering reversing there. This is your throttle dual rate. This is your steering dual rate. This up here is your gyro sensitivity. So you can set that here. You don't have to set it like on the model, which is pretty nice. And then right here we have our steering trim. Here's our power switch. We have on, we have off, and then we have a little middle thing here. And what this does is it turns on a little LED light right here whenever we charge using the transmitter. Usually, I think charging on the transmitter is gimmicky, and I pretty much avoid it at all costs, but in this case, it actually works pretty darn good. I have charged this guy off the transmitter every single time that I've charged it, and I just have some rechargeable batteries here in the transmitter. You get the batteries out like this. It's got like a little switch thing there, and then this just pops out. And you got your batteries in there. I do realize mine are mismatched right now, but whatever. That's just how it is today. Now, in order to charge using this thing, there's another little lever right here that you'll push, and it'll stick this out. It doesn't stay out. So I thought, I don't know if it's supposed to or not. Mine doesn't do that. So how I have to do it is I push it. Hold on, I don't want to smack my camera. I'll push it out and hold it, and I'll take the model and I'll just kind of finagle it on there. And we will finagle it, push it on, and you'll see it. Like you can see on my hand, there's a little red light there. So that red light's on, and the red light will turn off when the model is charged. I like the transmitter, I like the feel of it. The steering is super, super light, and I wish it wasn't so, because there is a lot of like precise movement in order to get this little model to do what you want it to. It charges pretty quick, probably like 20-30 minutes to charge, and then you probably get a good like 20-30 minutes of runtime. It may take a little bit longer to charge, and it may run a little bit less for you. I didn't really time it, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, charged a bunch of times. I probably get like 5 or 6 charges off a set of AAAs, maybe more than that, because sometimes I like to just leave it and forget about it. And I've noticed that if I do that, it will drain the entire battery. So, and not only with the car on, but I think even when it's in this LED position. Now I will say it also charges when it's not in that position, or when it's like all the way off. Yeah, there's a little LED light in there that says that the car is charging. So I think with that off and with this all the way off, there's not going to be any parasitic issues on the battery. But I think with this in the middle position or with the car stuck on it, I think you will drain your battery inadvertently. So we have a ruler here, and we'll try to line it up as best we can. I'm seeing like maybe right at 2 1/4 inches long. If you're more of a metric person, we're like 5, just over 5.5. I wanted to hit a couple of quick things on this car really quick. Just a couple of issues that I've noticed by playing around with it a lot. After I push the throttle, like after I've let go, it'll continue to drive for a second. This is something that I haven't been able to fix. It just is. But yeah, like a little push and it carries on. So that's not a huge issue, but it is an issue that might bother some people. In reverse, sometimes it'll go nuts. It'll just carry on like that, just still going. So how I've learned to fix this issue on this model in particular is sometimes it just needs a little reset. So sometimes you'll just turn the radio off, you'll get these flashing lights, turn it back on, and now maybe reverse will be good. Okay, maybe not. So now I think, well, okay, let's turn it off. Here's the power switch, by the way. So off, on, you know, remember your power on sequence here. Sorry about the focus. It's so tiny. On, okay. Forward, same as always. Yeah, reverse is working fine now. So we're good there. But yeah, just know that there are a couple little bit of glitchy issues with that. So those two issues really aren't that big of a deal. Just a quick reset on it real quick. We'll get that working again. And the front forward continuation that it does, it's not really that big of a deal either, I feel like. But I have to tell you guys, because it wouldn't be a very good review if I left things like that out. Now, on the radio here, we have another couple functions that I wanted to show before we go slide it around. We have 2 additional channels on here. You'll see that we have channel 3. Channel 3, when you push the button, turns the underglow on and off. Channel 4 over here is a switch, and when you switch it to the furthest left, it'll turn the lights off, so we can have all the lights off. The brake lights will not work either when you're in this mode, or we can go all the way to the right, and we'll get some flashy drift lights here. So it'll kind of look like that, and we can turn our underglow on, and now, I mean, we're ready. I think that covers, for the majority, what all we get here and what all it does. So let's take it into my little indoor drift track, and we will run it around, and we'll see how it does on my granite countertop. So I've had weeks now of time playing with the Turbo Racing C64, and I made a nice 1-minute clip there for you guys. Sorry it was so short, but honestly it was challenging to film, and this thing is challenging to drive. It takes a lot of practice, and that is something that I found that I really, really enjoy. I enjoy spending tons of time just trying to get it to do certain things around like the cones or whatever it is that I have out. So I do like it. I think it's a really cool little car. It does have its glitches. It does weave when the gyro is high and you're going too fast when you're trying to go straight. That's something that will happen, by the way. I've noticed that with a lot of drift cars. I don't know if that's a cheap gyro thing or if that's just a gyro thing. So if you guys, any of you drift guys out there know, please let me know. Like, do expensive gyros do the weaving thing when you're trying to go straight, like, faster? Just curious. And the granite countertop was cool. It was a nice, really, really slick surface, really smooth drifts whenever I could get them right. It was a lot of fun there, but like I said, a lot of gyro needed. Another good surface for this that I tried it on was like the slightly textured, like veneered surface on a lot of furniture that you might find. Like on a TV stand, you might find it. It's like It's like a slightly textured piece that's over like the particle board or whatever your furniture is made out of. My desk has it over top. That's a really great surface. On the veneered sort of surface, I was running the gyro at like 50%, and I was having nice smooth drifts. It was really good. It was a lot more controllable. Everything was way easier on that kind of surface. But at the same time, it wasn't as drifty. Like I could turn it down more and it would like spin out, but going any high, like it just wasn't as drifty as it was, or as smooth as it was on the granite. The granite was super smooth. Overall though, minus the bugs, minus the waviness, minus that kind of stuff, I do like this, but I also do think it's a little bit expensive for what you get. I think I would honestly rather see this at like the $50 or $60 price point. I think that would be better for it, but it's not like you're getting robbed at the $70, $80 price point that it is at, because you do get a lot of really cool stuff. They give you a lot of extras. The radio is really cool. Like, it's very full featured. So I'm not complaining too much, just a little bit, as far as like how much it costs. Like the value, they're right at it, if not just a little over with the value, in my opinion. Turbo Racing makes a lot of little RC cars like this. They make a tiny little truck. They make tiny little cars like this with grippy tires. They make a tiny little track for them. I don't know if you can drift on that same track, but I imagine you probably could. They make a lot of really neat little super micro stuff, and I might be interested in checking some more of that out, especially the grippy tired ones and the track. I think that'd be a lot of fun to have like a little coffee table size or countertop size or even desk sized track to try and like race on with your friends. I think that would be really cool. And it's just interesting to me how poppin' the ultra micro scene is. Like, there's a lot of stuff out there, if you look, that's like 143 scale, 176, like tiny little cars that are actually hobby grade for all intents and purposes. Like, this seems toyish, seems gimmicky with the little charger thing, but honestly, you can buy replacement parts for this thing. I looked myself. You can go on Turbo Racing's website. You can buy a new battery for it if you wanted. You can buy new steering parts for it if you wanted, new gears, new all sorts of different things. So I actually found that really interesting and really cool. Really appreciate the amount of detail that's on this tiny little body. That has to be said. Like, it's not perfect. It's not like excellent scale, but it is way more detailed than it should be considering how tiny it is. So they get like an A+ for me on this. It's like right about Hot Wheels. Like, it's pretty darn good. So I'm definitely happy with that. And those extra bodies and the extras that you get, I think is pretty cool. So anyway, you guys, I think that we've pretty thoroughly reviewed this thing at this point, and definitely something worth checking out if you want something ultra micro to sort of try to drift around. And yeah, that's the review. That's the verdict. Really cool, slightly expensive for what it is, but overall really cool little like on your brake kind of RC car to have. Anyway, with that being said, if you like this video, give me a like. If you like this type of content, you should subscribe, because I'm making RC car videos every week. I do miss some weeks, but you know what? Life happens. And yeah, comment, subscribe, tell me what you think. Do you think this thing's cool? Do you think it's lame? Have any of you tried the C65? Is it any better than the C64? Also, let me know about those gyros. Is our high-end gyros, do they do the little fishtail thing or no? I think that's it. So we'll catch y'all in the next one. See ya.